Salmon fishing is an important economic and cultural activity for many coastal communities. Salmon, with its high nutritional value and delicious taste, are often caught in cold water areas such as the Arctic and large rivers. Salmon harvest season usually occurs in the summer and fall, when salmon migrate from the ocean back to the rivers to spawn. Salmon fishing involves the use of equipment such as nets and rods, which requires skill and an understanding of the behavior of this fish. In addition, protecting this resource is important to ensure that future generations can continue to enjoy salmon and maintain ecological balance. Sustainable management and conservation programs play an essential role in maintaining salmon populations while supporting fishing communities and local economies. Salmon fishing not only involves techniques and tools, but also requires strict adherence to environmental protection regulations. Management policies often regulate fishing times and areas to prevent overfishing and protect important salmon spawning areas. In addition, the use of environmentally friendly fishing methods such as using wide-hull nets or devices that minimize damage also helps protect other fish species and freshwater ecosystems. After salmon are caught, they are often processed into a variety of products such as fresh, dried, smoked or canned salmon, providing a wide range of options for consumers. At the same time, local communities often organize events and festivals related to salmon, helping to preserve and promote cultural traditions, while creating opportunities for community connection and attracting visitors. With increasing concerns about environmental protection and climate change, it is important to maintain sustainable fishing methods and conserve the ecosystems where salmon live. This not only ensures salmon supplies for the present, but also contributes to protecting cultural and ecological heritage for future generations. In the face of climate change and environmental pollution, salmon are facing serious challenges. Rising water temperatures, declining water quality, and changing climate patterns can impact salmon migration and spawning. Communities and scientists are working to find solutions to mitigate the impacts of these factors. Research on salmon migration, the development of environmental monitoring technologies, and the adoption of sustainable farming practices are important steps in protecting this species. In addition to conservation efforts, public education and awareness raising about the importance of salmon and their associated ecosystems are also essential. Education and communication programs not only help people understand the importance of protecting salmon, but also encourage environmental protection actions from the individual to the community level. International cooperation is also an important part of protecting salmon, because this fish migrates through many different areas and requires coordination between countries to ensure that protection measures are implemented in a coordinated manner. International agreements and global research organizations are working to develop common strategies to protect salmon populations and maintain the sustainability of salmon fishing. Salmon fishing is not only an economic activity but also an important part of maintaining ecological balance and protecting the environment. Through conservation, research and education efforts, we can ensure that future generations continue to enjoy and benefit from salmon, while protecting the natural ecosystems they rely on. In response to the challenges of climate change and increased fishing pressure, the research community and conservation organizations are implementing many new initiatives to protect salmon. One important solution is the development and application of advanced technologies such as sensors and tracking systems to more accurately track salmon migration. This not only helps scientists better understand the behavior and ecological needs of salmon, but also helps develop more effective resource management plans. In addition, restoring and protecting important habitats, such as rivers and streams where salmon spawn, is also a top priority. Projects to restore river flows, improve water quality, and remove barriers such as dams and levees can facilitate salmon migration and spawning. These efforts not only support salmon, but also improve freshwater ecosystems and benefit other animals and plants. In addition, there is a focus on promoting sustainable aquaculture models. Raising salmon in aquaculture farms with high standards of care and environmental conditions can reduce pressure from wild capture while providing a safe and stable food source for the market. However, the implementation of these models needs to be closely monitored to avoid problems such as pollution and the spread of disease. Finally, building collaboration between organizations, governments, businesses, and local communities is essential to create a comprehensive support network for salmon conservation activities. International cooperation programs, seminars and community events help raise awareness and encourage collective action to protect this species. Protecting salmon requires a multifaceted and comprehensive approach, from scientific research to the implementation of conservation measures and sustainable development. Through these efforts, we can hope to preserve and maintain this precious resource for future generations, while maintaining the balance and health of natural ecosystems. Another important element in protecting salmon is the promotion and implementation of strong policies and regulations to control and minimize the impact of fishing activities. Governments and regulatory bodies are increasingly placing emphasis on establishing marine reserves and no-take zones to create safe environments for salmon to spawn and thrive. These areas are often designated to protect salmon migration routes and important spawning areas, while also limiting potentially harmful activities such as overfishing or pollution. Community support programs also play an essential role in salmon conservation. Community projects can include providing training on sustainable fishing practices, encouraging local participation in conservation activities, and developing alternative livelihood models for communities that depend on salmon fishing. These initiatives not only help protect salmon but also contribute to improving the lives of people. Collaboration with NGOs and research institutions is also important for collecting data and in-depth analysis of salmon status. Regular studies on salmon populations, the impact of environmental factors and conservation measures are helping to refine and improve management strategies. Sharing information and knowledge from these studies can support policy decisions and create more appropriate solutions. One area of interest in salmon conservation is the promotion of research and development in the fields of bioscience and technology. For example, genetic technologies can be applied to study the genetics of salmon and find ways to increase their resistance to adverse environmental factors. New technological applications can also improve farming processes and reduce negative environmental impacts. Finally, promoting global awareness of the status and need for salmon conservation is important. Media campaigns, education, and community activities can raise awareness of the value and importance of salmon, and encourage action from individuals to larger organizations. In short, salmon conservation is a multifaceted task that requires close coordination between scientific research, public policy, communities, and organizations. These efforts not only help to sustain a valuable resource, but also ensure that natural ecosystems and cultural traditions associated with salmon are preserved for future generations. In addition to conservation and management efforts, raising awareness and educating the public about the important role salmon play in the ecosystem is also an indispensable factor. Educational programs, from primary school to university, can help the younger generation better understand the biological processes of salmon, their dependence on the environment and the dangers they face. By integrating environmental protection and ecological topics into the school curriculum, we can build a generation that is more conscious and responsible for protecting nature. In addition to formal education, organizing community events such as seminars, exhibitions and public discussions can also contribute to raising awareness. These events not only provide information but also provide opportunities for individuals and organizations to share experiences and ideas, and encourage concrete action. Involving experts, researchers and people with experience in salmon conservation in these activities can help provide a broad understanding of the issue. Creating networks of support and collaboration between conservation organizations, governments, businesses and local communities is essential to creating sustainable solutions. Collaborative initiatives can include sharing research data, coordinating conservation strategies and implementing ecological protection projects. International cooperation is also important, as salmon migrate through many seas and rivers, requiring countries to work together to protect and manage this resource. Encouraging and supporting scientific research continues to be an important factor in protecting salmon. Research not only provides the information needed to better understand salmon and their habitats, but also helps develop effective conservation methods. Advanced technologies such as satellite tracking, genetic analysis and environmental simulation models can provide important data to improve salmon management and protection. Finally, actively promoting innovative and creative solutions in the fishing and aquaculture industries can also make a big contribution to protecting salmon. Companies and organizations can research and develop new technologies to reduce the environmental impact of fishing and aquaculture activities. For example, the use of advanced net systems and equipment can help reduce damage to other fish species and improve fishing efficiency. In short, protecting salmon is a comprehensive task and closely linked to many factors, from education and awareness raising to scientific research and international cooperation. Coordination and joint efforts from individuals, communities, organizations and governments are needed to ensure the sustainability of these fish and protect the ecosystems on which they depend. In addition to conservation and research efforts, developing effective policies and management tools is essential to protecting salmon. Sustainable management strategies often include setting regulations on the number of salmon allowed to be caught, when and where to catch them, and standards for fishing methods. These policies aim to maintain a balance between economic needs and resource protection, while minimizing the risk of overfishing and declining salmon populations. A key element in implementing these policies is strict monitoring and enforcement. Management agencies need to ensure that regulations are followed and fishing activities are strictly controlled. Using technology such as satellite monitoring systems and sensors can help monitor fishing activities and detect violations more effectively. Strong penalties for violations are also a way to encourage compliance and protect the resource. Creating incentive and support systems for fishermen and businesses to implement sustainable fishing methods is also important. Incentive programs can include financial support, technical training, and sustainable product certification. For example, certifications such as the Marine Stewardship Council (MSC) can help consumers identify salmon products that are caught according to sustainable standards, while also providing incentives for businesses to implement environmentally friendly practices. Local communities also play an important role in protecting salmon. Community involvement in conservation activities, from attending community meetings to supporting environmental restoration projects, can help strengthen protection and management of the resource. Community programs that regularly organize clean-up events, plant trees, and restore salmon spawning areas help maintain healthy ecosystems. Developing alternative livelihood models for communities that depend on salmon fishing can also help protect the species. Ecotourism, sustainable agriculture, or other economic activities can provide alternatives to salmon fishing, helping to reduce pressure on fish populations and protect associated ecosystems. Finally, encouraging consumer participation in salmon conservation is also important. Communication campaigns can help raise awareness about the importance of choosing salmon products from sustainable sources and reducing consumption of products from unsustainable sources. Consumer support for certified sustainable products can create demand for more sustainable fishing and farming practices. In short, salmon conservation is a multifaceted and interconnected task involving management, policy, community, and consumer factors. Ensuring the sustainability of this fish requires close coordination among stakeholders, from governments and organizations to communities and individuals. These efforts will not only help protect salmon, but also maintain the balance and health of the natural ecosystems on which they depend in the context of globalization and population growth. The protection of salmon is also challenged by increasing industrial activities and urbanization. Of particular concern is the fact that pollution from industrial and agricultural activities, including chemical waste, plastic waste and pesticides, can negatively affect water quality and salmon health. These pollutants can reduce salmon reproduction, harm eggs and larvae, and degrade the quality of their habitat. Measures to reduce pollution and improve water quality are important to protect salmon. This could include implementing strict regulations on industrial discharges, controlling and reducing the use of pesticides in agriculture, and promoting more efficient waste disposal methods. Initiatives such as installing water filtration systems and cleaning streams can help improve water quality in salmon spawning areas. It is also important to protect wetlands and ecological corridors. These areas act as natural filters, helping to remove pollutants and provide important habitat for many species of plants and animals, including salmon. Projects to conserve and restore wetlands, mangroves and freshwater ecosystems can help reduce the impact of pollution and improve the living conditions of salmon. It is also important to encourage and support research on the impacts of climate change on salmon. Climate change can lead to changes in water temperature, rainfall and other environmental conditions, which directly affect the spawning cycle and migration behavior of salmon. Scientific studies of the impacts of climate change help predict possible changes and develop effective response strategies. It is important to note that coordination between countries and international organizations in protecting salmon is important, as salmon often migrate through many different countries and seas. International treaties and agreements can help regulate fishing activities and protect salmon globally. International cooperation in sharing information, technology and protection strategies can also enhance the effectiveness of conservation efforts. In addition, promoting research and development in the field of environmental technology can help improve monitoring and management capabilities. For example, new technologies such as remote sensing, big data analytics and artificial intelligence can help monitor environmental conditions and salmon populations more accurately. The application of this technology can provide valuable information to adjust conservation and resource management measures. Finally, continued global and public awareness raising about the importance of protecting salmon and their associated ecosystems is necessary to promote effective conservation action.